Baseball is America's national pastime, and 1973 provides a significant milestone with the 40th year of All-Star Game competition. Brand new Royal Stadium in Kansas City's Harry S. Truman Sports Complex is the attractive setting for this year's game. Hosting this All-Star occasion are Mr. and Mrs. Ewing Kaufman. And with a stadium record crowd of almost 41,000 streaming in, everything certainly is up to date in Kansas City. Pre-game rains eliminate batting practice for the second consecutive year. So while the artificial turf is returned to playing condition, the All-Stars themselves take time out for autograph requests, for interviews, and for renewing acquaintances with some high-level shop talk prior to game time. All-Star contests were inaugurated in 1933, and it seemed only proper that the legendary Babe Ruth belted its initial home run. The American League dominated early Dream Game history with Hall of Fame performers like the Babe, Bob Feller, Joe DiMaggio, and Ted Williams. After 16 games, the American League All-Stars held a commanding 12-4 advantage. But then, the National League has started to dominate with Hall of Famers of their own. Stars like Jackie Robinson, Stan Musial, and Sandy Koufax brought the National League back to life, and suddenly, the overall All-Star Series lead was back in National League hands. In recent years, the National League winning streak has been keyed by familiar faces like Juan Marichal, Bob Gibson, Willie McCovey, Henry Aaron, Roberto Clemente, and Willie Mays. The National League has captured 9 of the last 10 games to establish a 23-18 margin. Perhaps no one player personifies the label of All-Star the way Willie Mays does. A Mays appearance tonight will be his 24th, tying him with Stan Musial in that category. The recent American League galaxy of stars also breeds familiarity. Brooks Robinson will be making his 17th All-Star appearance, just one short of the junior circuit mark held by Ted Williams. Along with Brooks, other American League heroes who have become household names include Al Kaline, Frank Robinson, Carl Yastrzemski, and Harmon Killebrew. But baseball is a game of stars, and as perennial heroes approach the twilight of their careers, new superstars move right in, like home run kings Willie Stargell and Reggie Jackson. Others wait in the wings, like sluggers Greg Luzinski and John Mayberry. Of course, home runs are not the only path to superstardom. Pete Rose is living proof of that. Lou Brock is established as one of baseball's premier speed merchants. But there are other flying feet with unlimited potential like Ralph Garr, famous Otis. And Joe Morgan. Tom Seaver is the acknowledged king of the hill. And Johnny Bench's superstar status is confirmed not only by baseball people, but the fans as well. For the second straight year, Johnny Bench is the top vote getter among All-Stars with more than 1,700,000 ballots received in his behalf. At the age of 25, Bench is already one of baseball's most prominent headliners. The Major League's roster of candidates for future stardom is also bright. Among them are Carlton Fisk, Dave Roberts, Wayne Twitchell, Steve Rogers, Bill Russell, Bert Blyleven, Jeff Burrows, Gary Maddox, Buddy Bell, and young David Clyde directly out of high school. But a select few top everyone's list. Leo DeRocha managed a young Willie Mays in New York, then Cesar Cedeno in Houston. A comparison is inevitable.
At this time, Cedeno's 22 years old, and you put Mays back when he was 22 years old, I'd say that Cedeno, right now, is as good as Willie Mays. In other words, in my opinion, he has a chance to be as good as Willie Mays. I don't think any ball player that I've ever seen can be better than Willie Mays. But Cedeno certainly has all the tools, all the ability to be as good. Now, whether he can continue that way over a course of, let's say, the next 10, 12, 15 years, I don't know. But last year, at the age of 21, he hit 320, hit 20 or 21 home runs, and stole 55 bases. Well, that's quite a record for a boy at 21 years old. So if this boy progresses along the way that Willie Mays did when I had him with the Giants, he can certainly equal the ability of Willie, but I don't think he can be better. In fact, I'm very prejudiced, and to that extent, I think Mays is the best ball player I've ever seen.
At Yankee Stadium, the cheers are for Bobby Mercer. Ralph Houck was instrumental in a very important change in Mercer's career.
Bobby Mercer came up to the Yankees as an infielder, and we thought of him as a shortstop, which he did a pretty good job at, and then with his speed and his bat, why, we considered putting him in the outfield, and I think that sort of made Bobby. I mean, he's a complete ball player, as everybody knows. He's one of our real stars on the ball club. He can do a lot of things. He's got good power, he's got good speed, he's a good base runner, and a good outfielder with a good accurate arm. I think probably one of the things that has kept him from being rated with the big superstars at this stage, he just hasn't played quite long enough. Plus, they expect a few more home runs, but he can do all the other things. He hits in the 20 home runs every year. Last year, he hit 30-some, and I guess you'd have to rate him with the superstars because of his overall ability, his great competitiveness, and he plays every day, and he can do all the things that you ask a player to do to win ball games.
In the 60s, Sandy Koufax terrorized the National League. Now, in the 70s, Nolan Ryan is doing likewise in the American League. Frank Robinson comments.
Well, actually, I think Ryan throws as hard as anybody has ever pitched in the game that I've seen. I think he's faster than Sandy, but I think Sandy had much better control, and he could go to his fastball and get it over the plate. I think they had the same type of curveballs that really over the top and really break down sharply. And you could really go up there just hoping to hit the ball against these guys. And you try to go up there and hit the fastball, and you still can't get out in front. You know it's coming. And, you know, they're just both really tough pitchers. And you just go up there and try to battle them and do the best you can against them. No way to really playing against hitting against a pitcher like Nolan Ryan, as fast as he is. You know, anytime that Nolan takes a mound, he could possibly pitch a no-hitter. And I think that's what the real excitement is every time he goes out there with the fans. I know sitting on the bench or playing behind him, I'm very excited about it too, because I'm almost like a fan playing out there behind him or watching him perform, because he is that overpowering and he's that good a pitcher that he can pitch a no-hitter anytime he goes out there. So I would say the sky's the limit. I know he might not rack up as many strikeouts as he possibly is right now, because he's going to become a better pitcher than he is right now. He's more like a thrower right now. When he becomes a better pitcher, he's going to be around the plate more, and the hitter's going to be hitting the ball more, but I think he's going to be a bigger winner.
Bobby Bonds can do it all. His ability is unquestioned. When the opposition starts paying you compliments, that's fine. But when that opponent is Henry Aaron, well, that's something special.
Bobby Bonds is probably the most complete ball player in the major leagues right now. You know, it always takes three things, perhaps, to make a great ball player, and that's one that can run, feel, hit, and hit with power. I said four things, and Bobby Bonds can do all four of them, and he can do them well. He's a great leadoff man, and when he get on base, it's just like hitting a triple, you know, because he can steal second, steal third, and that's just like giving an opposing pitcher a 1 or 2 run lead. And he can do so many other things. He's a great outfielder too. He can play the outfield probably as well as anybody in the major leagues.
All-Star manager Sparky Anderson takes Aaron's nomination and seconds the motion.
Well, I think Bobby Bonds is probably what everybody dreams about. He's Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays. I think he has the potential to be as great as all of them. He has tremendous running speed. He's got great power. He's an outstanding outfielder. He's an outfielder like Clemente was. And he's got a great arm. And I don't think there's anything really that Bobby Bonds doesn't do on a baseball field.
Bobby Bonds epitomizes baseball's young heroes, a new generation of stars and superstars. As the 1973 All-Stars are introduced, they pause for a moment of tribute in memory of the late Roberto Clemente.
When I was a little kid, the more I think about it, I'm convinced that God wanted me to play baseball. When I was a little kid, the only thing I used to do was playing ball all the time, with a paper ball, with a roller ball, with a tennis ball.
A great star, a great man, Roberto Clemente. As Henry Aaron leads off the second inning, the crowd greets him with a tumultuous ovation. Catfish Hunter breezed through the first inning. Now he gets Aaron on a pop-up to shortstop Bert Campaneris. Billy Williams smacks one up the middle. Hunter deflects it, and Williams has a single to become the first base runner of the night.
Not worth it, Dick. Oh, yeah. Holtzman.
On the replay, the sharp one bouncer hits Catfish Hunter on his pitching hand. Hunter's reflex action to make the play barehanded leads to a broken thumb, and American League manager Dick Williams calls on lefty Ken Holtzman to replace his injured teammate.
Number 5, Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench grounds to Brooks Robinson. Brooks' momentary bobble eliminates the double play, but he gets the force at second, Rod Carew covering. Ron Santos singles to left, and the National League mounts the first threat of the game as Bench moves to scoring position. But Holtzman induces Chris Spire into a force play, and there's no score. Reggie Jackson sure knows how to upstage the ordinary batter's donut, doesn't he? National League starter Rick Wise faces Jackson leading off the bottom of the second. Heads-up fielding by right fielder Billy Williams holds Reggie Jackson to a 410-foot double. Amos Otis grounds a base hit up the middle, and Jackson will try to score.
Now pitching for the American League. From the
Bert Blyleven gets the job of attempting to protect the American League's 1-0 lead in the third inning. Darrell Evans draws a leadoff walk. Pete Rose bounces it to Bert Campaneris. Campy to Carew gets one, but the relay is wide, and John Mayberry makes a fine pickup to hold Rose at first. Joe Morgan receives the second base on balls of the inning, and the National League has runners at first and second with Cesar Cedeno coming up. Blyleven's sharp curve fools Cedeno for strike one. Cedeno measures the curve this time, and Pete Rose will carry the tying run home. Henry Aaron delivers the tiebreaker as Joe Morgan trots home from third. Cedeno overslides, and Brooks Robinson's second tag is the one that counts. Billy Williams grounds out to John Mayberry to end the inning, but the National League takes the lead 2-1. Buddy Bell makes his initial All-Star Game appearance, and talk about the new generation. Buddy is the son of Gus Bell, an All-Star performer himself in the 1950s. Claude Osteen is the new National League pitcher. Rod Carew's bouncer fails to get through the drawn-in infield, and Joe Morgan makes the play. John Mayberry walks, and with runners on first and third, it's up to Reggie Jackson. Osteen, bearing down to escape the jam, feeds Jackson a curveball, and the threat is ended. Morgan to Aaron. In a game that will set all kinds of records for players used, American League manager Dick Williams gets the ball rolling. Johnny Bench tests American League hurler Bill Singer in the fourth. Johnny Bench's home run gives the National League a 2-run margin, 3-1. Joe Morgan leads off in the fifth. Singer fires a high, hard one to Cedeno, and he fouls it back. Singer comes inside with a second fastball, and Cedeno is jammed on a check swing. Strike two. Cedeno is set up for the outside curveball, and Singer makes the perfect strikeout pitch. With two down, Bobby Bonds comes up for the first time. Bonds' tremendous home run extends the National League lead to 5-1. Here's another look as Bonds unloads on a pitch right down the middle. Johnny Bench's bid for a base hit is backhanded beautifully by Bert Campaneris, and the long throw across the diamond nabs Bench to end the inning. And now it's Sparky Anderson's turn to make some changes.
Sutton.
The Chicago White Sox come to Royal Stadium for a twilight doubleheader on Thursday at 6 p.m. and then wrap up the two-day stand with a single contest Friday at 7:30 p.m. The Royals then entertain the California Series beginning Saturday afternoon at 1:30
We're more interested in what Sunday with
1:30 p.m.
Don Sutton finds the hike is worthwhile as he handles the American League in the fifth. Pat Kelly pops up to Chris Spire. Bert Campaneris is out. Ron Santo to Joe Torre. And Rod Carew is retired. Sutton to Torre. Double no-hit ace Nolan Ryan is the American League's fifth pitcher as the National League bats in the top of the sixth. Ron Santo backs away as ball 3 blazes past him. Catcher Thurman Munson signals for another fastball, and Santo is happy to move on to the relative safety of first base. Ryan faces Willie Stargell. On target smoke makes Stargell a strikeout victim. 2 months later, Ryan will have established a new single-season strikeout record. But right now, he's concerned with Willie Davis, and he switches to the curve for strike 1. Another curve, strike 2. Does Ryan have Davis set up for the fastball? Here it comes, and there it goes. Willie Davis waited for the famous Ryan fastball and then gave it a ride. It's 2 more National League runs, and the score is now 7-1. Wayne Twitchell gets his All-Star baptism as John Mayberry delights the hometown crowd with a ringing double. But Twitchell recovers nicely to retire the American League stars without further difficulty, and Mayberry is stranded. Dave Justy is the 5th National League pitcher, and he retires the side 1-2-3 with help from Willie Davis on a fine running catch off the bat of Sal Bando. Willie Mays makes his 24th and final All-Star appearance, and the Kansas City fans respond. Relief specialist Sparky Lyle nails Mays with a sinker, but the crowd still loves Willie. With all but 7 players seeing action tonight, Sparky Anderson and Nesta Shylock compare lineup cards.
Ron Fairley will hit 7. Fairley will hit 7. Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver walks Cookie Rojas in the 8th, but then Dave Johnson robs John Mayberry with this move, and Seaver remains unscored on in 7 All-Star outings. Raleigh Fingers is the 7th American League pitcher. Thurman Munson searches for the pop foul and makes a dandy play as Fingers retires the side in order. Jim Brewer balances the lineup cards at 7 hurlers apiece, a new All-Star game record. As Thurman Munson fans, the National League is just 1 out away from victory. Willie Horton pinch hits and becomes the 53rd player to appear in the 1973 All-Star contest, another single-game mark. Jim Brewer locks it up with consecutive strikeouts, and the National League All-Stars defeat the American Leaguers 7-1. For the red-hot National League, it's their 10th win in the last 11 contests. Three stories unfold as the 1973 All-Star game concludes. First, the new stars shine as Bobby Bonds accepts the game's MVP trophy from Commissioner Bowie Kuhn. Second, a drama that will culminate next year as Henry Aaron closes in on Babe Ruth. Aaron finished the 1973 season 1 short of the magic mark with 713 home runs. And finally, the end of an era, the Willie Mays era.
And I hope that with my farewell tonight, you would understand what I'm going through right now. Something that I never feel that I would ever quit baseball. But as you know, it always comes a time for someone to get out. And I look at the kids over here, the way they are playing, and the way they are fighting for themselves, tells me one thing. Willie, say goodbye to America. Thank you very much.